Oh, I'm tired. Yeah. Let me go ahead and share this over to the group. Whoops, did it wrong. Did it wrong. That's what I wanted. Alrighty then. Hot damn, there it is. Found it. Shared. Get some. Usually I'm watching the UFC fights, but I don't really feel like paying for it and watching it alone right now. I can wait until afterwards and see who wins for free. Alrighty, fellas and fellettes, welcome back to the Hot Damn Racing Team. And if you're new here, welcome. If you're new here, I'm doing a rear mount turbo setup for my Ram 1500 truck. Alright, before the turbo goes on and is hopefully on permanently, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what I got going on here. It will be going on very soon. All right, just kind of taking my time. I think it's better if you take your time and do it right. All right, so to start out with, what I've been doing here is getting my exhaust tips ready. I'm gonna use my carving tips, and what I did is I cut that little piece off the stock exhaust. All right, and I put a V-band, and what I'll be able to do, I talked about it in previous videos, something happens to the turbo, I want to be able to go back to NA. Depending how long I'm in NA, I might want to put these back on the truck, so I have a V-band set up on the other side. All right, and I'll be able to swap them back and forth. That's the idea with the V-band there. Now I didn't want to just straight weld these on to the turbo setup, because I really liked how you can adjust the tips, all right, with how Mopar set it up there. So that's why I'm going to transfer it over to the turbo setup. Now what I've had happen is I was off-roading one time, I backed into a berm and it kind of bent my exhaust out of shape. Well, with this right here being you know, movable and whatnot and adjustable, I was able to put the exhaust back into shape. There is a video on that on the other YouTube channel. A lot of dirt inside the exhaust, but anyway, so got that set up. This is 2 1/4. My exhaust muffler is a 3-inch to 2 1/2 outlets. All right, so I had to get some reducers here. That's what these are. So these will fit on here, the V-band, either here or over there, and then I can run the rest of the pipe. That's all that needs to be done, and I'm just gonna do that on final install. All right, final install, I'm gonna go do it at my buddy's shop where I can be loud, get crazy, and if something happens, I can just leave the truck there, take care of it there. All right, this end fits here. Either way I wanna do it and run it right. I can run 2 1/2, this to there, or put this here and run 2 1/2. It's whatever. All right, so I'm gonna use my carving tips. Now let's look at a box of goodies. Oh yeah, Hemi Fever Tuning. Just shout out to Hemi Fever Tuning. All right, I had stage 1 tuning from Hemi Fever, excellent. All right, no problems. Stage 2 Hemi Fever tuning, excellent. All right, and now I'm getting ready to do stage 3 Hemi Fever tuning. All right, so I got some cool decals and stuff for that. I believe you get the same decals for any stage, but you know, I just getting another stage, so I got some more decals. I always love me some Hemi Fever tuning decals. been wanting to order some more, and here they are. All right, I like this one right here. It's like a new style one. I like that. All right, big shout out to Hemi Fever Tuning. I appreciate it. All right, there is, you guys, I don't have this expectation, or how can I say it? I don't expect it to work. I don't expect, if anything happens, seriously doubt it's the tuning. It's going to be somewhere mechanically on my side. All right, I don't think Hemi Fever has an issue with tuning boosted vehicles, turbos, rear mounts, front, whatever, superchargers. All right, so if something happens, all right, anybody that's watching this, just understand it's probably on my side. All right, I can probably almost guarantee that by 99.999999%. All right. Things happen, whatever, on the tuner side. They know they're not perfect. I know they're not perfect, all right, but this is something, this little turbo setup's kind of oddballish, little homemade type deal, so I'm hoping it works out, all right? I think it will. All right, so accessories, this is pretty much all the accessories fit in one little box. This will be your, we'll go over them here real quick. So what you're gonna need if you ever so decided to do a rear mount. These are the injectors. All right, you're not gonna want to use stock injectors. All right, got me some injectors here. All right, Mike Rohe, appreciate it. Good recommendation there from him. All right, shout out to him too. Scavenge pump, my clear scavenge tank. You'll need one of those. I recommend TurboWorks. This is a CX Racing one. I had to seal it up to make it work. Pretty sure it's a whole lot louder than a good quality pump, but it should work. We got a return line here. It's just with a crankcase adapter, so there's no drilling into the pan to return the oil. We have filters. All right, going to the, when you're returning the oil, we're gonna filter it first. We have supply lines. The supply is already set up on the truck. It's dark right now, we go look at it, but there's a sandwich plate, a line, and a shut-off valve. So all I gotta do is put this on to that shut-off valve that's already on the truck, run this line to here, and open it up, and we got oil running. It's that easy on that part. I try to make this pretty much bolt on. This can bolt up to any 4th gen Ram 1500 truck. Hemi should, for the most part, bolt right up. The only difference will be is the length of the tube here in the midsection. O2 sensor, wideband extension, okay, because it's got to run to the back after the turbo, and here's the port for that. All right, so I'm just kind of going over a couple of little things here. All right, return oil. All right, we already ran it on the truck for the most part. Works very well. Pump works very well. It was pulling its own vacuum, or it was literally the one pump was pulling the oil through and circulating it. I mean, not super fast, I didn't have it turned up because it's just too crazy, but at low speed, it pulls a little vacuum there. So you got the return line's gonna go from here to here. All right, and then this right here is just in case I want to connect a breather, or whatever I need to do, I'll have that port. And then here you're going to connect your return line here, and then where your oil cap goes, that'll go. So that's how you return your oil, right? Plug and play. Pretty much, yeah, basically, you don't have to drill a hole in your oil pan. And this is a Gen 3 Hemi crankcase adapter. Some dudes that do some like racing engine type deals, whatever, but you're gonna need a map sensor. All right, I got this one. There's, I guess, a couple other kits. Wasn't really that easy for me to, look. I guess I could have called them directly, but I didn't know they used something like this. So, but Anyway, this is what I'm ending up using right here for my map sensor. It's a 2-bar. We got here a little fuse for the pump. See, it's not that much stuff right there. This is hoses for blow-off valve here. Hopefully I got the right spring for that. We'll find out. I'm gonna check this out too. I did a lot of wrapping on it. I live in Las Vegas. Heat soak is a problem in the summer here. I don't really race or do anything. This is my intake air temperature sensor. This is the screw-in one. I wrap that as well to keep it from getting heat soaked. It's the metal. If you're using anything metal under the hood, aluminum, all right, that gets hot fast and that'll go and just soak it up and you get false readings. Boosted Motorsports. Hot damn hell yeah. Badass. Excuse me. So I've been heat wrap or getting heat shielding and stuff like this. That one right there, it's a big old tie. I wrap tape around it. Believe it or not, the plastic is really good under the hood because it doesn't, it dissipates heat quickly. So hopefully this part right here won't get heat soaked. I already tested it. That's why it's wrapped as well as it is. All right, where am I at there? Yeah, so that goes to the blow-off valve. Okay, so that's basically all my accessory. Oh, forget I have my little, yeah, it's a little bulky. All right, I get it. My control panel. I put a little bit of silicone in there. I don't really care. I've used this in wet areas. This is gonna go under and control the speed of this motor. I don't want it full blast. Full blast is craziness. Doesn't need to be full blast. Maybe 20-30%. All right, and that's about it, maybe 40. I don't think so though. 3.5 gallons. We'll find out how much it's gonna need to be turned up, but I'm pretty sure it's not gonna go over 40% power. All right, going over the parts and stuff, accessories. I got the check valve on here. All right, this is your little check valve. It's like 1 PSI going this way. All right, so you got the oil coming from the engine. It'll blow by this check valve very easily under the oil pump pressure. All right, and go through the system. When you turn the truck off, all right, or when you turn the truck off, that 1 PSI is enough to hold back the residual oil, all right, or oil that wants to come through, and you don't, fill up the turbo and whatnot. So that's this check valve here. This one's it's kind of expensive. It doesn't need to be. You can go pretty cheap on those check valves. All right, so not too much accessories. We got exhaust set up to where you could put the stock muffler on or this on at any time. 18 inches of something of pipe here. We got wastegate VS Racing 44 millimeter, CX Racing elbow with the wastegate tube attached. All right, you can get that through CX Racing. I think it's like a 75, 78 something VSR Racing turbo. These are my accessories. This is what's going on. Piping. I have everything for the most part written down. I have diagrams drawn up. Not gonna throw them out there right now. All right, I'll throw them out there once everything works, and I'll throw out a little working setup. I'm not gonna sell this. It's not for sale, right? This is my little prototype deal. Everything's small. Intercooler small. Everything's small. If anyone wants to know why everything's so small, not so much space to fill up. All right, it won't take as long to compress, for the air to compress. All right, so when we're trying to pump some turbo power, a little exhaust setup here. It's quite simple. All right, and I'm just gonna use this to leave my neighborhood and get back and forth to work without having issues with anybody that doesn't like super loud exhaust sounds, I guess. All right, so I've already had issues in my neighborhood. I live in a homeowners association. I got letters, all right, and I had to switch some things up, so it's been quiet for a while. Don't really appreciate it, but oh well, I guess people don't appreciate their pictures falling off their walls. This will be going on with the turbo, all right, so quiet when I leave the house, and then this will be here, open it up and have some fun. The turbo or the exhaust is all gonna be wrapped, possibly double wrapped if needed. It's wrapped all the way up to the Y, and the entire exhaust is welded, fully welded together. There should be no exhaust leaks. I'm not using any band clamps. The only clamp type deals I'm using is V-bands, and they seal up very well. The whole little V-band set up on the truck right now already, waiting for the turbo to get slapped on. Yeah, there's that right there. It's going over a couple deals. Let's see here. It's kind of showing you guys the program. Kind of bored. If you're bored, hello. All right, just giving you a little final deal. This should be everything I need to run it and have some fun. Like I'm saying, I'm not expecting the world. If it runs on 5 PSI, I got a 5 PSI spring in there right now, I'll be happy. All right, if it runs smooth, if I could do some wide open throttle pulls, all right, and it improves my quarter mile time, I will be happy. All right, I don't have to go run the fastest or be the baddest. All right, if there's an improvement, I'll be happy because I put the damn thing together myself for the most part. All right, so I got other springs. This one, I don't know what this is. Probably a 7 PSI. Came with the wastegate, so it can be turned up a little bit with springs or just get a boost controller, right? So this is a 6.5, I think, or is this the 7? I don't remember if this is the 7 or if this is 6.5. Not sure. So wastegate, I can amp it up a little bit, but I just want to run something. I think on 5 PSI, if we can get it to run smooth, I think it'll be. I think it'll perform pretty well to go pretty quick for what it is. For anybody that's new here, doesn't know. All right, I don't have a little truck, and it is heavy. It's dark right now. I got the DA sucks here all the time too. It's a 6-speed, so it takes a little bit to get going. I'm running a low boost because it is a 6-speed. It's got quite a bit of power right now as is. You know, it's probably too much, maybe, possibly. I don't know. That don't matter. I'll take care of that later. But anyway, that's why I'm running 5 PSI. The truck already has quite a bit of power. 5 PSI hopefully will give it quite a bit more power. All right, just with that, or you know, more than enough for a 6-speed. Should do pretty good. If we could get into, let's see, what's the fastest I got this lug to go is a 13.3. So if I could get around to 13.3, maybe high 12s with this little deal here. If I could get that in, that would be pretty cool. I'd be happy with that. Then I'd be like, ooh, yeah, I did a good deal there, you know. But if I run a 13.9, I won't be happy. It'll kind of be working, but I won't be that happy. So I think, yeah, 13.3.7. Yeah. If I can get around there on 5 PSI, around close, right, a few tenths here, give or take, I'll be happy. All right, I'll be super excited, let's say, if I hit like a in a 12 or something like that. I'm not trying to push it, you know what I mean? I gotta drive the truck back and forth to work every day, and I gotta pick up my daughter and whatnot, and I really shouldn't be trying to afford an extra expense like a rental car or something. Oh, it's a lug. Steps heavy, a lot of heavy stuff. DA sucks. See, what I'm thinking, I don't even really think that, you know, because of the DA, it's not really pushing that much power. You know, it's powerful for here, you know, but somewhere else it isn't considered powerful. All right, dudes, better DA, you got better power. That's all there is to it. And that's why we're doing this DA destroyer. Just playing around. Sorry guys, I'm bored. I don't have nothing written out what I'm going to say or what I'm going to talk about. It's either we talk about something, talk about nothing. All right. So, yeah, turbo deal's coming soon. The plan on that, taking my time. Okay, it's going to be a Saturday, hopefully, here in the next week, 2-3 weeks. Saturday, I'm going to get it all put on and run it, test it out for the day, and I'm going to have it, I'm going to take it over to my buddy's shop. He's going to have it all closed up. Going to get it put on. We'll be able to take our time and do what we need to do. All right, and then I'll take the drive home, and by the time I get home, if nothing's leaking, then I'll be happy. But yeah, so it's going to be a Saturday coming soon. All right, Saturday coming soon. Hopefully we'll get it started up. All right, probably won't be any crazy wide open throttle pulls, nothing like that right away. All right, so what we'll do is we'll get the turbo on, and we'll hope it could just cruise down the street. All right, we'll get some data logging going, I'm pretty sure. All right, and keep going, and then we'll amp it up, amp it up, amp it up. All right, I'll tell you how it's going to go here pretty soon, but I believe it's going to go like that. We'll gradually step it up into the wide open throttles. Not sure, but we'll find out, all right? I'm not trying to give you Hemi Fever's instructions or anything like that. I'm just kind of guessing, but I believe that's how it's going to go. We'll step it up, and then we'll see what happens. Racing, December. Anybody watching this from Las Vegas? It's going to be December, I don't remember which day, but check it out, the Las Vegas drag strip. I want to go to a Midnight Mayhem. If everything works out on this, I want to go to the Midnight Mayhem. All right, I want to race some cars. Yeah, bud. I want to get them. I want to get them. All right, the fun thing about Midnight Mayhem is mostly a bunch of kind of like amateur racing for the most part, and most dudes will have a real powerful car, but really don't know how to launch, get traction, or drive the sucker. And that's where I step in. Whoop-pow. I can launch pretty good and get down the track. Once I'm gone and getting going, you could be faster, all right? But if you didn't start well, it's not going to end well, all right, type deal. And it just makes it fun, all right? It's all about, that's what racing's all about, you know, it's getting it. It's not as easy as some people say it is. All right, but with a lot of practice, you can make it seem easy. Okay, me, I cheat. 4-wheel drive launch. Yeah, get it? All right, don't know how long that's going to last, but we'll see. Yeah, that's it right there. Oh, wrap, fire wrap, because this return line right here, failed to mention, it's going to go close to the header. I know some guys asked me about my Veraram intake. I got quite a bit of guys that asked me on Instagram, a couple on my other YouTube channel. Veraram intake is spoken for. It goes to Zay. All right, my buddy Zay, he has a YouTube channel, Zay HD is one, helps me out videos and stuff like that. All right, he's gonna get that, so that's gonna stay within the Hot Damn Racing Team family there. Cleaned up. Here is right here is the oil supply line. It's wrapped in fire wrap. Can't really see it because it's dark, but there's a SAM 4AN. It's ready to go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Soon. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. I think that's everything I'm gonna use. Kind of looking at it there. I don't know if I'm gonna use this intake like this or not. It seems pretty neat. I'd need a shorter one, I think, because right here's drive shaft. Yeah, I could try to turn it some other way. No, I can just put the filter straight on. I don't even care. All right, people, let's see here. Let's go over something. Dirt, water, mud, and stuff like that. I live in Las Vegas. We get a little bit of dust. Real mud, water, dirt, even when you off-road. All right, if you're going to get dirt, water, and mud out here off-roading, all right, you're waiting for that, blue moon. Okay, and also the turbo will be 24 inches off the ground from the inlet, and you can run a snorkel. All right, so no issue there. Not worried about it being hot and water hitting it and it cracking and stuff like that. I seriously doubt that's going to happen. All right, especially here. It probably takes something more extreme, like being super hot and maybe like ice cold snow or something hitting it, or a big something super ice cold, and a turbo being super hot, which shouldn't happen on this setup. I know some individuals that lived in some snowy, wet areas and they didn't have an issue. I do not live in that area. All right, it's just hot here. All right, or sometimes in the winter it'll be a little cold, but you don't get no snow, no rain, no nothing like that. All right, so that part went over that. Let's go over here. Just kind of shooting the chit, right? CHIT. All right, shooting the chit right now. I'm just going over a couple dilly-dallies. Some guys are interested in stuff like this, right? Really have too much to share at the moment, Too much to share. You guys out there got 5, 6-speed trucks. If you plan on doing this on your 5, 6-speed truck, let me share this. Flip a coin. Who knows if the trans is going to hold or not, all right? You're probably better off starting out with a new trans with billet valve body. There's a couple guys that got little solutions in doing that, and then driving it, a certain way, which means you just really don't do any wide open throttle pumps. When you're cruising, you don't get to have fun like an 8-speed. That's all there is to it. You got an 8-speed, you got a setup like this, man, you can crank it up and have some fun. All right, so just a heads up for the 5, 6-speed guys. Yes, you can do stuff. All right, I have a cam in here. I've been, ran 100 shot of nitrous setups on here. Ran a lot of that. Headers, torque converter. It's a big truck. All right, and the trans feels good every day. I'm not saying it's not going, to fail. It could fail at any moment, but at the moment, every day for almost 5 years now, even with the mods and running them for a couple years in nitrous, seems pretty good. All right, and seems pretty good, sounds good. But then tomorrow, boom, limp mode. Who knows? You know what I mean? But just kind of have to be careful with what you're doing. Careful with what you're doing. All right, so I kind of want to throw that little disclaimer out there. You can make it happen. Flip a coin and do your research. That's all I have to say on that. All right, use that Google. Oh, Yeah, so yeah, shout out to V&V Automotive, shout out to Most Performance, shout out to Hemi Fever Tuning, shout out to Mark Rohe. He helped me out. You know, he gave me some good info. I haven't really been doing much with Demon Motorsports, but shout out to Demon Motorsports. It never did me wrong. Core 4x4, shout out to Core 4x4. Still doing some badass stuff. 3G Customs, give them a shout out right there. 3G Customs, shout out. Tuned Rams, YouTube channel, Facebook. All right, there's a little shout out for you right there. High Performance Rams is like a Facebook group. I'm not over there a lot because I don't know, man. I don't really feel like worthy yet. I got a little decal on the back though. I think once I hit a 12, I'll feel slightly worthy and maybe I'll post up my deal, you know. But I'm trying to stay off there, you know. High Performance Rams, I figure dudes are looking for info from guys that are doing some real good high performance stuff. It's got some nice time slips, and that's not me. So, but I am proud of my truck. Don't get me wrong. You know, 13.3. There is not that many dudes with a lifted 6-speed running, you know, close to 13.3. Crew cab 4x4 running 13.3. So, you know, not mad at all. You know, especially in the higher DA. Really sucks. So not mad, you know. The truck gets it. See what the turbo does. What the turbo is going to do is help me out with the nitrous deal. I'm looking for some more consistent power. I'm not saying the nitrous doesn't give me consistent power. You know, it's $100 a pop on the bottle, and I kind of would like to switch it up. Instead of running 100 shot, maybe a 50 shot, you know, because I could control the nitrous. I can control it in each gear with my window switch. I can control each gear when it, you know, when it fires. I can control if it fires in first gear, second gear, third gear. I can control when it turns off in first gear, second gear, third gear. So pretty cool deal there in a window switch. And I do appreciate everybody that got together. This was an old deal. For those of you who are watching that know about it, I still appreciate you helping me get my window switch back. Someone came in and yanked it out of my truck, my other one. Same exact one. Guys got together and bought me a new one. And won't forget that. All right, so. Yep. Yipper. This is saying just shooting the chit. Not really like too much performance, but hot damn, this LED Innovations got a hot damn promo code, 20% off on these right here. Performance channel, so really not too much on cosmetic accessories, but hey, the cosmetics play a big role. At least in my world. I like it to look good. I want my truck to look good and to function. Why? Because I haven't had one yet, and that's what I want. I want a good looking truck that functions. I want it to be quick. I want it to look good. I want it to be able to go on, off the track, and off road. Turbo setup, I want it to look good too. I wanted it to look nice and to function. We'll find out if it functions or not. If it don't, we'll try to fix it and band-aid it to make it work. All right, if not, oh well. Oh, we'll tell you, this was easy. The powder coating's awesome. Oh, come on, camera. Intercooler mount. I've had it up here for weeks. Doing good, not rusting out, nothing stupid shouldn't. See down there, V-bands like I was talking about previously in the video. Sorry, you can hardly see them. And we can get over there without the camera cutting out. All right, so another thing I'm using anybody that stayed this long in the video to help make the turbo work. Now, I talked to a bunch of guys. I'm not gonna say no names. I don't need to get into any deals with anybody, but I talked to some dudes. And got anti-reversion pipe. I can't see it because it's dark. It's right here, and everything is wrapped. Will be wrapped all the way down to the turbo. This wrap is awesome too. It's all real hard, kind of weird painted. Oh, I like doing this in the dark. ABA headers. I ain't saying to go run out and buy them or nothing like that, but man, I've had them on here, look, was it a couple years or something like that, and I don't have any problems with them. They don't leak. It's clean all the way up to the engine. Like I said, I'm not saying run out and buy. You got the money, why don't you buy yourself a quality set of headers? But not too bad. Not too bad. Poverty sled. I like this truck. I really do. I really do. Can I throw this out here too? A little off subject. Tell me what you guys think about this right here. You know, not saying nothing against anybody else's truck. All right, let's keep that straight. What do you guys think about putting the single cabs in the same category as like the crew cabs, right, or the bigger four doors? Now, I've done racing on the NASCAR level type. Ones that don't believe me, you get, yeah, it's not a good idea because you'll be, not trying to say, okay, and the drag racing deal, all right? I'm just trying to say, yeah, really, my dad was Kyle Busch's crew chief, all right, for a little bit, let's just say. All right, but anyway, so I've been around the racing a little bit, drag racing, NASCAR. Weight, power to weight ratio is always in that, is always in the math, is always in the mixture. You know, we weighed these, and I got videos on my other channel. I'm in the newspapers and stupid stuff like that. But anyway, what I'm trying to get at, what I'm trying to say is, I know what I'm talking about. All right? Been there, done that. Weight, power to weight ratio. All right, weight is a huge deal. Surface area is a huge deal. All right, it's not just power to weight ratio. All right, it weighs more. Does it also have more surface area? All right, having the more surface area causes more drag. So not only is the vehicle weigh more, it also has more surface area, which creates more drag. Now, I'm not saying anybody's got to change anything or whatever. I just think it's kind of sad that I do see a lot of guys throwing the single cab mix in, you know, as if it's in the same category as the four doors in racing. And racing, I would like actual legit racing, you wouldn't see that. It would be like putting a lightweight fighter against a heavyweight fighter, or let's race the motorcycle against the monster truck. It kind of doesn't make sense to me. But anyway, maybe I'm just ranting a little bit. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think they belong in the same category. You got guys out there, you know, running four-door trucks, heavier trucks, 4x4 trucks. I think, you know, they deserve a little look at because they have to use a little bit more power to move that weight, you know, versus single cab truck. I'm not trying to take away nothing. I'm just saying they should be separated. I should see like fastest two-door trucks, fastest four-door trucks, and fastest two-wheel drive, fastest four-wheel drive. Maybe people should put their weight next to their deal. I don't know, you know. I don't know. I just don't think the wool should be pulled over people's eyes. I think people should be telling people, you know, part of your mods list. I do it. Hey, I'm not trying to be a hypocrite. I strip my truck. I try to take all the weight I can off it to go down the track. All right, but I definitely tell you I'm doing it. You know what I mean? I'm not going to tell you I run a 12.5 and then try to make people think that, you know, I'm basically just a powerful truck and stock weight and I think weight's a mod, you know, taking weight off. It's modifying a mod. You know, just to make things fair, I'm not trying to say nothing. What I'm trying to do is give, I think information needs to be put out there, make people, understand, like DA. I think people are doing good with DA right now. They're actually talking about it on Facebook and everywhere I look. When people put a runtime, now people are finally asking what the DA is. Because if someone runs a 12.8, at a C level, let's say, and they come up here to Las Vegas, well, you run a 13.5. You don't run 12s here. You run a 13.5 here. That's what I'm trying to get. DA is really important. Weather conditions. There's a lot to DA too. It's not just cut and dry simple. There's a lot to it. But anyway, I just think some people have the wrong idea. I just think there's just guys out there, they just try to compare the wrong things to the wrong things. And that's just because of how we have things set up. And no one's getting paid to make lists and whatnot. So when there's lists out there, you got to bless their hearts because they're at least trying to do something, give something for someone to look at. But I definitely believe that there should be a separation. I don't think I belong on the same list I don't think I belong on any of these guys, any lists that are out there. I'm out there running a 13.3 and this. I think if someone wants to compare their stuff to my truck, they should come out in the same thing. Come out lifted. All right, come out with the steps. Come out with the crew cab, 4 doors, the 4x4. The crappy aerodynamics. Let's make a new class. Let's get the new classes going on. Someone make a new page. 4-door. Think Incredible Hemi. Rick Spillman, you got the 4-door. I think the 4-door guys need to have their own deal. Shane Root, you guys need to have your own section, man. I'm not saying that I'm good enough to be a part of that section, but I'd like to just see a 4-door 4x4 section or something. I want to see that. I want to see guys in lifted trucks hitting it. We see the same thing all the time. That's why I'm doing this. That's why I'm doing it different. Unfortunately, I got the 6-speed in there. I wish I had the 8-speed. I ain't getting rid of this truck, though. I mean, it's basically paid off. I'm going to finish it up, and then I'll buy another truck or whatever. I got this. I got that. I got a lot of stuff on my plate. I'll get around to, getting some better transmission or put a better transmission in this. But I don't plan on being my daily forever. I think, I'm just kind of going off subject from the turbo thing. I think there should be a whole separate deal for the 4-door guys. Maybe a separate deal for the lifted guys. All right, because dudes, I think a lot of dudes are under the impression that this can even be in that category. This is different. All right, some of us it's different. It's just the truth. I'm not, saying anybody's got to change anything or run up, and do extra work. I'm not willing to do the work. I'm not willing to make the list. That's the truth. I'm just saying. I think everybody should get, and then here's the thing that pisses me off. People want to call them like micro records and stuff like that. How could it be a micro record if like Incredible Hemi or what? I've heard people talk about micro record, Rick Spillman, a 4-door truck. No, I don't think they ain't micro nothing. What it is, just mixed up in the wrong category. It's just not fair. I think that, look, it's nothing against like single cab, but dudes had the idea like it's the same. It's kind of dark, but you know what? If you want to really compare it like that, if you want to put them in the same category, you're going to cut this whole section of the truck out, right? And then you're going to put that section in the bed of your truck, put these steps on here, and then all the lift kit parts in the back, and then see how fast you go. That's where I'm at with that. It's not the same. Being lifted up off the ground like that, it's not the same. I think the truck's doing pretty good. It just doesn't look like it's because of there isn't a category for it. Who's that? It's another guy, Jesse Loomis. I hope I said it. He's got a lifted truck, Fast 12 something. Said Toon Rams had one that was lifted. It was fat, but that was a single cab. I want to see it big. I'm not, it used to be just the diesels could hit it. I know for a fact you can hit it with the gas now. I want to see it. I want to see more of it. I want to see that as a category. Hulks. I want to see a Hulk category, guys. I really do. I want to see big motor, big monster Hulks going down a track. Big trucks. It makes eyes go wide open. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. I got it on video. Plenty of people. Eyes pop open when the big truck goes down. It just looks different. It's just different. Eventually one of these days, like, don't get me wrong, I ain't saying nothing stupid. I'm gonna get me a single cab. I just can't afford it right now. All I'm saying right now is I think there should be an understanding that they really don't belong in the same class. So when you're seeing dudes flying in the bigger trucks, they getting it. They getting it. They getting it. I don't think the difference is little. I think the difference is a lot. You could take these trucks. I went out here. I've been out here. I've seen it through, and I've checked the averages from a single cab to the quad cab to the crew cabs. Crew cabs like the slowest. I mean, you have the what do you call them? They're not as abundant as those three, but the the mega cab, right? That's the slowest of them all. But usually crew cabs pretty damn slow. Quad cabs do pretty good. I think there's something with the aerodynamics on that truck, or the bed being the quad cabs is a 6-foot bed. All right, so there could play a role in that. There's some science behind it. And then you have the single cabs. They just don't weigh that much. There's not a lot of surface area. They're quicker. They're quicker from the start, and they're quicker mod for mod. It's just all there is to it. All right, weight plays a role. I mean, when you're getting around, it just really does play a role. I mean, depending on how much horsepower there's going on, each 100 pounds is a huge deal. All right, so I used to run back and forth with my dad. I worked on a team with him for a little while, and all we did was weigh that dang car. We tried to get it to the minimum. The minimum. Why? Because in time, with the less weight, you will be getting around that track quicker than the dude that has more weight. All right, I know that's a little bit different than drag racing, but even in drag racing with the drag cars, all right, now they don't weigh those out, but you want them to be light. All right, you want to be lightweight, light and strong. All right, some of these cars, man, I see dudes, they'd be trying to cheat it out. Cars falling apart. All right, so there's a lot to do with that. All right, just kind of going off, a little bored. Went over the turbo deal, just doing a live video, not really, choreographed and whatnot, but just talking about some things, just ranting, just seeing what you guys think. I think that, they have different classes, different size vehicles, surface areas. They try to match everything up as it should be. All right. Now, I'm big on run what you brung. All right, I'm going to go over that too so we can clear up a deal. All right, so when I go out drag racing, if I'm going to drag race somebody and he brings a single cab, all right, just to kind of add on what we were talking about, I'm not going to cry about it if he smokes me. Right? Now, you run what you brung. I'm going to run what you brung. Whatever, I don't want no one to get mad at what I got when I run down the track. I'm not going to get mad at whatever anybody else brings. A dude comes out, I line up next to him, and I think I'm going to get him, and he hits me, puts me on bus links. Well, that's it right there. I'm not going to go check what he has. I don't care. I do run what you brung. All right, so I know full and well it's my deal. I'm not going to be as fast as somebody else. That I don't care about. I don't want to go look up how fast is this guy. I don't have nothing to compare to. That's my deal. I have nobody to really truly compare to. I can't go and compare to a lowered 6-speed crew cab, all right, that has everything chopped off. It doesn't work for me. I don't have everything chopped off. It's not lowered. It has extra weight on it. I have extra weight when I'm running down the track. That's why I want their own classes. I want a Hulk class. So I could be like, all right, that dude has my same lift kit, steps, wheels, this, that. Okay, cool. I can kind of, what you got, man? I can compare and then contrast, you know what I mean? Or I don't even know what I'm saying, but that's what I want. I want something I can't compare to anybody on these other lists. It's very rare for me to come across somebody that's doing something like this. And I don't think it's fair to be compared to the other, little guy. It's like Shaquille O'Neal. It's like comparing Shaquille O'Neal to, what's his name? Usain Bolt. All right, let's go do a 100-yard dash. Who's going to win? We know who's going to win, dude. It should be common sense. Get it? All right, guys. Really long video here. Just kind of shooting the Chisnet. Shout out to everybody. I appreciate everybody for subscribing. We'll have the turbo on soon. It's going to be a good deal. If you're thinking you want to do something like this, I'm not suggesting it. This is just a personal project, all right, for my own personal sakes. All right, just sharing it with you here. Don't mind sharing everything with you, all right, just in case you're a project type of dude like me or gal, and you want to do something like this, and this is all you needed was a little reference. Here it is. If you have an 8-speed truck, this thing is going to do a lot more for you. All right, if I get this thing up and running and it's going and it runs smooth, don't think that's what your 8-speed's going to perform like. A lot of people try to compare this truck to their 8-speed. You just can't do that. You need to go check out other 8-speeds. All right, on this right here, we got the same engine. All right, so whatever works engine-wise, turbo, cam, headers, whatever, those things you definitely can compare to. Does it work real well? If it works great on my 6-speed, then just imagine how well it's going to work on your 8-speed. All right, think about that. I want to give that a heads up on this channel too. All right, whatever works on my truck, it's a 6-speed. Your 8-speed's going to be 10 times better. It's going to function 10 times better. All right, think about that. Oh yeah, baby. Getting it. Nice. Nights are getting a little cooler. It's still kind of hot outside. All right, and another thing, this video is for those that are really interested in this deal. And I appreciate you. Appreciate everybody for subscribing. Getting it going. I think this is going to be the end of the video right here. All right, a little nice setup. Hopefully here in the next weekend or two. All right, I'm not trying to push anything. Patience is really good on something like this. I'm glad I've been patient because I've been able to put something together a little nicer than I would have if I was being impatient. I don't have any competition because I'm not trying to compete with anybody but myself. Alright, so when I go drag racing, it's to compete with my last time slip and not to ha-ha anybody at the track. I want to ha-ha my previous self. I really want to. Alright, so I want to hit 12s. I want to be able to hit 12s consistently, and I want the trans to hold for another while longer. Alright, and then I'm going to end up getting things built up. I'm going to get the engine built through V&V Automotive. The trans, I'm going to figure that out. I have a whole bunch of options. Not really too worried about it at the moment, but we'll get that set up. And if I do a complete trans swap, then what we will do is we will, if the turbo works, then we will try to crank it up and see how much the trans can hold, and we will try to blow the trans to smithereens. Okay, that's the actual real deal plan. All right, but none of that plan is going to fall through if it doesn't work out. All right, so I plan on getting this running. If it works good, then I will slip in there to the Hemi Fever tuning. I want to run a 50 shot, and we should be able to do that after the motor's built, and we'll have the trans swap on standby, and we will blow the stock 65 RFE through the ground. I'm going to try not to have it come through the truck and up through my bunghole. I want it to go down and maybe out underneath the truck. Okay, so I want to be safe when I'm doing it, but I want to make it happen with the camera under the truck. That is the plan, but it's going to take subscribers and some views. All right, so I don't want to do it for no reason. I want to do it for you. For me, I want it to hold. For you guys, you want action. I get it. All right, I'm going to try to make that happen. Appreciate each and every one of you. Been jibber-jabbering too much, ranting. Somebody probably doesn't like me anymore because of it, and that shouldn't be. Nobody should be offended, just kind of saying stuff. All right, just what I'm thinking. All right, doesn't mean anything offensive or derogatory to anybody. All right, hot damn hell yeah, y'all are the baddest. All right, hopefully the next time I see you, we'll be getting some. All right, we'll be getting some. Patience is where it's at. Although my patience is short, it's just a human thing. All right, it's nothing against anybody else. I'm glad that I've been taking my time on this project, and I would hope that you guys do the same. When you're doing your projects, try not to get in a hurry. Try not to compete with anybody else. Compete with yourself, and everything else will fall into place, all right? Y'all the baddest. Let's get some and find out who won these UFC fights. Yeah.